All right, bro. Welcome back to the channel, man. We're going to do a little bit of a breakdown today. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I was absolutely positively disgusted with what I just saw on the field. So I figured I'd pause this game because it is against the CPU. Just, getting the feel for the game, learning it a little bit. I actually, what was my play call here? I believe it was cover 9. Yeah, cover 9 was my play call. Take a look at the screen here. The offensive formation, they're in a empty, meaning there's no running backs in the backfield, just a QB. They're empty, bunch, I guess a bunch wide. So my play call for that is usually palms. It's usually palms to cover any type of bunch. But I was like, you know what? Let me call cover 9, see how that plays in this game because it's not listed as a match play. But it is, in my mind, it's a match coverage. It's a two deep shell match coverage. You're going to play cover 2 sink to one side, and you're going to play cover 4 palms to the other. So if you're looking at the wide receivers here for the Falcons, we're going to have well, let's start from the outside in. So this is our number 1, right? This is, even though his number is 7. Don't worry about that. He's the number 1 receiver. He's the number 2 receiver, right? If we go to the other side of the field, this is the number 1 receiver. This is the number 2, and this is the number 3, right? So how we distribute routes in coverage, well, when you call cover 9, is you're going to play cover 4 to this side of the field. You're going to play cover 4 to the twin side, and you're going to play cover 2 sink, essentially in Madden terms. We're going to play cover 2 sink to the 3 receiver side. And essentially what you get is you have 4 defenders, right? You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. You got 4 defenders to cover these 3 receiving threats. Okay? This guy here is going to be in a soft squat flat, right? Even though it like the play art says flat, he's not essentially a flat defender, right? He's going to carry and match vertical of number 1. Okay? Well, there's our nickel defender right here. He's going to be in a vert hook in Madden terms, but he's also going to match the vertical of number 2. So if 2, meaning, the second receiver in from the sideline, goes vertical, he's going to match that guy, right? And then we have our 3 receiver hook or a 3 rack hook. He's going to match the vertical of number 3. So whichever one of these guys go inside, whichever one of these guys is the innermost receiver, that is the responsibility of this defender. Okay? Whichever guy goes vertical, up the seam, inside, outside, if he's the second receiver from the sideline, that is the responsibility of this defender. Whoever's closest to the sideline is the responsibility of this defender, right? And then you have your safety help over the top, playing a deep half, which he should be squeezing any routes that are coming inside, pause, but also have enough range to get to the sideline if need be, right? So take a look at the left side of this play here. This is where my user is. This is, me knowing the responsibility of the quarter flat defender here. This is going to be our safety to the cover 4 side, and then this guy here is the outside quarter. Essentially, he's going to be Meg on number 1 here. So he's going to be man everywhere he goes. His responsibility, if this guy goes vertical, shallow, in, out, across the field, whatever, he's matching that guy. You're running with that guy, right? That's your job. This guy here is going to have a bracket on him. As you can see, our defender, which is actually our user as well, has inside shade technique. Why does he have inside shade if he's matching the number 2? Because can't the 2 go out? Well, in this case, when you're matching the 2, you're reading 2 to 1, essentially. If 2 goes vertical, you match this route. If 2 goes underneath, you match this route, right? Why you're shaded inside is because you also have safety help. He's also reading 2 to 1. So if 2 goes vertical, boom, that's your guy, right? Essentially, if he goes vertical, we have ourself shading inside, so you're taking away any quick slants, drags, hitches, or anything like that. We'll try to stay, within the passing lane if it goes out as well. So like if we run a quick out, a speed out, a whip, we're going to try to stay in between the passing lane of this route of this receiver, which is why I feel comfortable playing this spot in this coverage versus this look, right? And then we have our safety here in case we ever fuck up, or in case they run a corner route, in case they run a streak, in case they run a post over the middle. We have safety help, right? So we're underneath, they're over the top, right? Now, when you get to route distribution on this side of the field, let's reset the camera angles and all that good stuff. When you get the route distribution on this side of the field, the right side, that's when shit gets crazy here. Because essentially my guys do not play match coverage over here at all. This left side, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but this side of the field just completely shits the bed. And we'll just run this play right here, and you can see the route distribution. So at the snap, well, pre-snap, you can see that this is a 3, this is a 2, this is the 1. Let's get a couple frames in it. Boom. Let's pause it right here. This is the 1, this is the 2, this is the 3. But you can see the problem with our coverage here, because we know that the 3 rec hook, which is our inside backer, is supposed to be matching the vertical route of the number 3, right? He's taking essentially at the snap, he does not move. And this is one of the best linebackers in the league, in the game, and he should be able to cover in space, right? Um, there's your number 3. He's your inside most receiver. He is not looking at him. He is not taking a peek to the bunch side of the field, and Buddy is just about to go bust his coverage, right? Essentially here, you have your vert hook, who's essentially just playing in the vert hook. He's not matching anybody. He's not matching a route. He's just dropping into a zone, which I do not like, right? He's dropping into a zone. So now we have our soft squat, which is playing outside leverage here, as he should be. He's just backing up into a zone, essentially. He's not latching onto any routes. He's not matching anything. He's not matching a fucking soul. He just dropped to a spot and stood there, leaving this guy, who is the new number 1, wide ass open, right? So that's an easy throw for a first down. Essentially, this is the only route that's covered because, if he was to run to this depth and run out or in, he's running into a zone defender, per se. But what's not covered is the number 3 receiver, essentially. Like I said, once we distribute the routes, once we get to this point in the play, we have our number 1, we have our number 2, and then here's the 3. And he's running butt naked by himself for a big play. Versus cover 9, this should not be possible. Now, if you beat the guy, that's supposed to be matching your route, cool beans. But there should be a guy there to at least make a tackle in the event that you do beat the coverage, right? But we got Buddy just drop into a spot, and these routes are just running wide open. So it's essentially, it seems like they've taken cover 9 and essentially just made it zone coverage now. Like, that's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. We got this guy here that's going to be playing match coverage. He's going to be playing mag on his guy. He's looking for a quick read to 2. Then he's going to match his guy and run with him, right? I'm fine with that. That's good. We got our safety here. He's going to be playing 2 to 1. Once he sees 2 go vertical, boom, he latches onto that route. That's great. That's what he's supposed to do. Me as the user, I'm just sitting underneath of this route, daring to throw, and lo and behold, the rest of my coverage is, the right side of my field is completely busted. And we give up a huge play. That sucks, man. Fix your game.